Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. News at 12.
In the local scene, the provincial government of Albay continues to strengthen support for local communities through its Asistencia sa Barangay program. Barangay Banyag in Daraga received assistance during the distribution activity held on May 19 at the Capitol Atrium. Punong Barangay Maximo Manio Jr. said the barangay received 3 jetmatic pumps, 2 pails of latex paint, and 5 solar street lamps to help improve community facilities and services. Manio added that the barangay previously received 100,000 pesos subsidy from the provincial government and was used to purchase monoblock chairs and medicines for residents. Manio also thanked the provincial government of Albay under the leadership of Governor Noel Rizal for the continued support being extended to barangays across the province. The Asistencia sa Barangay program aims to strengthen local services and community development by providing barangays with needed resources and assistance. In other story, the provincial government of Albay is extending financial assistance to the Bicol delegation competing in the Palarong Pambansa 2026 in Agusan del Sur from May 24 to 31. During the 40th regular session, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Committees on Education and Laws, Rules and Oversight endorsed a resolution authorizing Governor Noel Rizal to sign a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Education Region 5. The regional delegation is expected to send around 775 student athletes and coaches to the national sporting event. DepEd Bicol said its current budget remains insufficient to cover key expenses, including transportation and nutrition. In response, the provincial government committed to donate 250,000 pesos in financial support for the delegation. Committee Chairperson Juan Miguel Ricardo Salacera and Sheena Marion Rubia de la Cruz expressed support for the measure, citing the importance of sports in promoting discipline, teamwork, and sportsmanship among the youth. The release of funds will remain subject to existing government auditing and accounting rules to ensure transparency and proper use of public funds. In other news, the Albay Provincial Persons with Disability Affairs Office has extended its Employment Opportunity Program for persons with disabilities in partnership with Project Inclusion Network Incorporated. The initiative offers a store assistant position in participating retail establishments in Legazpi City and nearby areas, and application will remain open until May 27. The program is open to qualified PWD applicants, including individuals with neurodevelopmental conditions who have completed senior high school or its equivalent. Selected applicants will perform basic retail duties such as arranging merchandise, assisting customers, and handling livestock or stocking tasks, and working schedules may include weekends and holidays. Interested applicants may apply online or personally submit their resume and PWD identification card at the APDAO office. Only shortlisted candidates will proceed to the next stage of the hiring process. In the national scene, NBI Director Attorney Melvin Matibag denied claims by Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano that the Bureau tried to break down the Senate, saying the NBI only wanted to enforce the law and respects the institution. Matibag said the NBI will cooperate with the CIDG investigation into the GSIS gunfire incident, while the Department of Justice and Ombudsman continue their own review. Matibag also urged Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa to face the ICC warrant, saying the former law enforcement official should submit to the legal process. The NBI also released body camera footage showing the arrested NBI driver was not carrying a firearm, although authorities said ammunition was found in his bag and tested positive for gunpowder residue. In other story, lawyers of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa asked the Supreme Court to stop government agencies and former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV from arresting the senator over any alleged international criminal court warrant. The legal team, led by attorney Israelito Torion, also urged the court to bar authorities from transferring or surrendering de la Rosa without a valid warrant from a Philippine court. De la Rosa's lawyers said Philippine officials cannot use ICC procedures or Interpol notices to bypass constitutional requirements for arrests and extradition. The camp also questioned the handling of the alleged ICC warrant after Trillanes displayed the document before the ICC confirmed its existence hours later. The lawyers maintained that de la Rosa is not a fugitive and asked the court to protect his right to attend Senate sessions and perform his duties. In other news, the House prosecution team has formally joined the Senate impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte, naming Representative Jervil Luistro as lead prosecutor. The 11-member panel, confirmed by House officials, includes lawmakers from both party list and district seats and will receive all court communications through Luistro. Members of the team, including Representatives Terry Ridon, Chel Jokno, Leila De Lima, and Joel Tua, said the Senate proceedings signal that the impeachment trial is set to proceed. The case stems from accusations of misuse of confidential funds, unexplained wealth, and alleged threats, which were examined in earlier House hearings. Investigators also reported that financial monitoring authorities flagged and verified suspicious transactions linked to the Vice President and her husband, Manasseh Carpio. And in the news outside the country, World Health Organization member states are meeting in Geneva for their annual assembly with attention on recent antivirus cases linked to a cruise ship and a new Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The gathering comes amid financial strain and political uncertainty, including announced plans by the United States and Argentina to leave the agency and unpaid contributions that have affected its budget. Talks on a global pandemic agreement have been delayed as countries remain divided, especially over how responsibilities should be shared between richer and poorer nations. Delegates are also expected to discuss major reforms as to how global health work is coordinated, along with sensitive political and health issues that could draw disagreement. The meeting is taking place as preparations begin for the next election of a new World Health Organization chief, with officials saying the organization is trying to stay stable despite ongoing challenges. In other story, U.S. President Donald Trump said he considered launching a major strike on Iran on Tuesday, but decided to pause it as negotiations showed possible progress toward a deal. He said Gulf Arab allies urged restraint, suggesting that a diplomatic agreement might be close and could end Iran's nuclear program, which Tehran denies developing. Iran officials said they have continued talks with the United States through Pakistan as a mediator and raised their concerns during the exchanges. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said that talks with Washington did not mean surrender and insisted that Iran would protect its rights and national dignity. Reports from Iranian media said the U.S. and Iran have traded proposals on nuclear limits, sanctions relief, and frozen assets, but major differences remain between both sides. And finally, in the news outside the country with reference to the Philippines. The Philippines ranked 15th worldwide in a 2026 global index that measures how government protects children from sexual violence, scoring 60.8 out of 100. The study, which covered 60 countries, placed the country mid-table globally, with stronger performance in legal and justice systems compared to other areas. Researchers highlighted that the Philippines has robust laws against online child sexual abuse, including criminalization of grooming and stricter rules for digital platforms. Despite these gains, the report identified widespread weaknesses in prevention and support systems, including limited training for health workers and gaps in school-based safeguarding. Advocates urge broader reforms across countries, including removing limitation periods for child sexual abuse cases and strengthening survivor participation in policy making. That's the news at 12, May 21, 2026. We'll be back next week for more news updates. And thanks to all the news writers, Naomi Ruth Hernandez and Albay Lorejo. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis. And our Provincial Information Office OIC, Marty Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel E. Rosal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing Albay in my heart.